Elena and Marcus Weaver had been searching for a fresh start. After Marcus lost his job and Elena's panic attacks returned with their second child, they needed to get out of the city, away from the noise, the pressure, the weight of the past. So when they found the farmhouse on Sycamore Hill, miles outside of town, they jumped at the chance. A perfect fixer-upper. Big yard, sturdy walls, room for the kids to run, a place to breathe. They moved in during early spring. The air smelled like damp wood and wildflowers. The old floorboards creaked beneath their feet, and the paint peeled in long strips. But the house had charm, or so Elena thought at first. The strangeness began with the dreams. Elena would wake each morning with her heart pounding and no memory of what she'd dreamt, only a lingering sense of dread, like someone had been watching her sleep. On the third night, she woke up in the children's room, standing between their beds in complete darkness. When Marcus found her, she was pale and shaking. I don't remember coming in here," she whispered. Marcus tried to laugh it off. Sleepwalking, stress, the move. But that night, he started sleeping with one eye open. Then came the baby monitor. Their youngest, Rosie, barely 6 months old, would cry at odd hours. But when Marcus checked the monitor, he'd hear something else. Static, and beneath it, whispers. He thought it was his mind playing tricks, until one night he heard a voice as clear as a breath in his ear. "She's not yours." He stormed into the nursery expecting to find someone, a break-in, a prank, something. But the room was empty. Rosie was asleep. Elena was nowhere to be found. He found her outside, barefoot in the grass, her eyes fixed on the second-story window. "Elena?" She blinked slowly and turned to him. "I was listening," she said. "To what?" She smiled faintly. "The ones inside the walls. They never stop." Elena began changing after that. She stopped eating. Her skin turned pale, almost gray in certain light. Her hands trembled even when she was still. She spent hours sitting at the kitchen table, humming a song no one recognized, eyes unblinking. She no longer looked at her children the way a mother should. Marcus begged her to see a doctor. She nodded absently, but when he brought it up again, she grew violent, her voice low and guttural, not her own. "You don't tell me what to do anymore," she hissed. "He does." Marcus didn't know who he was, but the house did. On the final night, the air inside the farmhouse was still, suffocating. The wind outside had stopped, and not even the crickets sang. Marcus tucked in the kids, kissed them goodnight, and went downstairs to find Elena. She was in the kitchen facing the wall, whispering. "Elena?" he said. She turned slowly. Her face was wet with blood, not her own. Her eyes, now completely black, stared through him. "They're clean now," she said, smiling. "No more screaming." Marcus ran. He didn't get far. The butcher knife was already in her hand. When the police arrived the next morning, after a neighbor called about strange lights and screams in the woods, they found Elena on the porch swing, humming softly as the sun rose. Inside, Marcus was in the kitchen, sprawled on the floor, his blood soaked into the old wood. The children were upstairs, laid carefully in bed, their faces marked with a single red handprint each. The scene was horrifying, but what unsettled the officers most was Elena's calmness. When they asked her why, she simply said, "He said it was time to come home." She looked up at the second-story window, the one with the black curtains, the one they all swore had been open when they arrived, and whispered, "He's still hungry." And then she laughed. Not Elena's laugh, not human. Something else. Something ancient and hollow that lived in the bones of the house. Something that waited, patient and hungry for the next family to move in.